Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. We're taking a look here at Polkadot, seeing kind of what's going on here with this wonderful coin. It's actually up on the day about 5%, which is a nice change of pace. We had a lot of volume come through. Oh geez, look at that. The extra level of liquidity there just got smashed, $5.42. So anybody shorting this coin got a rude awakening here today. So sorry if that was you. Let's go ahead and find out if it is potentially an area to short now, or if we want to go long, what the deal is. Quick little heads up too, just so you know, MicroStrategy just acquired another 16,000 Bitcoin at 36,785. Okay, so that tells us that the 37,000 range for Bitcoin is pretty sought after. Okay, so again, pretty important to know that as of 11/29, they have 174,000 Bitcoin. Okay, again, that gives us some confidence knowing that the price action, while it could go lower, they're absolutely stocking up, and it gives us a little bit of confidence knowing that Bitcoin should be on the right track right now. Okay, again, not a guarantee they could totally dump it, but it seems less likely at this point with them consistently adding to their position at these $30,000 ranges. Okay, so just something to kind of think about. 30,000 could be a thing of the past here in the near future. You never truly know. Okay, so Polkadot, what's going on here? Let's jump into the back end data quickly to note. Oh, also before we get started, I want to congratulate our community members. They actually asked me to to post this here. Look at this. We got some nice scalps from Ethereum, Solana, Matic, and a few others too. If I'm not mistaken, today we have some short trades as well. We're shorting Solana and shorting Matic as well. Okay, so again, fantastic stuff. Cool to see that. So deeply appreciate the wonderful feedback, and I'm really happy to hear it's working well for you. Again, just kind of like to mention that because we only have a few slots left available for our Premium Plus group. So if you're considering that, jump on over, check it out, let me know. We can figure something out and help you become a better trader. When it comes to DOT though here, we want to look at, again, back-end data and kind of just discuss here that $5.42 was a bad place. In other words, 542 was this level right here. And what do you know? On the charts, we talked about this yesterday, this level of liquidity that could and should very well be swept. Okay, it was fully swept today, of course, with that massive amount of leverage right there at the $5.42 range. So again, now that we understand that, what is it going to do next? Well, keep in mind it swept this previous liquidity level too as well, all the way back from November 20th. So 10 days ago, right about 560, there was a lot of shorts leverage too. Okay, so they got swept as well. And those are the greedy shorts because they should have taken some profit anywhere along these lines, but they held on too long and they just got wrecked. Okay, again, not every one of them did. I'm sure there's plenty that took profit, and it's all well and good, but generally speaking, you want to be mindful of that and aware that these liquidity levels are important levels to understand. We still have some extra levels of liquidity too. Keep this in mind in a larger time frame at about 590. So we could very well see this price continue to run to sweep that $6 mark and to create a new high here for this most recent period. So again, we have this descending trend. The channel's been working sideways. So how do you break a descending trend? Okay, you break it by going range bound, right? Which it did. Now we're range bound. We're range bound between $5.11 upwards of, if you exclude today's candle wick, upwards about 545. So that little range there, as we can see, a lot of volume, we're building that range profile. The next step is to establish higher highs and higher lows. That's how we become range bound, break range bound with an ascending trend. Okay, so there's three patterns. I talk about this in my trading university, so be sure to watch that if you are part of my community. But there's a lot of ways to identify it, but that's kind of, we're at the starting point here of building that foundation, and the potential of further upside seems higher. Let's see if there's other confirming factors. First of all, we're up over the 20-day SMA for now. And I say for now because there's 6 hours left in the trading candle today. We also can see that the RSI is staying above 50. That's great. That's working as a support. The range-bound activity, that's emphasizing that range-bound activity. We can also see the MACD is converging almost. And I say almost, it's probably going to be a few days before that happens. But it's starting to swing upwards, and we're starting to lose this momentum. Okay? Really just tells us that the bears are starting to have difficulty pushing the price action down. Okay, so in essence, right now we can kind of approximate that the bulls are here to not to stay, but to play, right? And they're ready to crank things up with some extra volume. Let's take a look at the volume on the 4-hour time frame and kind of see what's going on. Because when we look at the money flow index, we can see it's extremely high. Keep in mind this is a 2.5-day lag. In other words, it's about 14 candles that goes into this. So in the last 14 candles, well, roughly 2.5 trading days, we've seen the money flowing extremely higher. With high money flow index comes a high price. Okay, and again, in this situation, if we kind of look at these most recent highs, we can see right here about 536, a pretty definitive line in the sand. Okay, so that's that range bound activity I was talking about. Same thing as well here, as low as about, again, maybe 510, 505. Okay, so this is a little range that we've been stuck in, and we just broke free from it. What do you think is going to happen when the price comes down to 536? It's likely to bounce. Okay, again, that's typical trading behavior. Okay, now it may not even come down that low. You got to keep that in mind. It's not a guarantee, but it's really common for areas of liquidity to be swept and for them to become the new support level, because previous resistances cause them to reject consistently. And look at this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm approximating, of course. It's maybe 8 to 12. There's a lot of attempts to break through that level, and now that it has, price coming back down to that to retest that level should essentially establish itself as a support level. We've got a MACD convergence here, which is no surprise with this extra volume. Money flow index is high again. We're looking very, very good. There is a fair value gap you got to keep in mind between 520 and 540. So there's possibility of the price dropping here. Keep in mind if Bitcoin drops to the 36,000 range, we could very well see that happen as well. Okay. So what does that mean for us? Well, that implies the price action is doing really well for itself, and this is a strong continuation. And if we have confirmation on the hourly here with the cloud, which seems pretty obvious that we will, then it seems likely that an entry between 535 and 540 would be appropriate, okay, as far as along to the upside. So I'd recommend not shorting into this coin. The pullback has already happened, and I wouldn't say there's going to be a tremendous amount more, meat on the bone, if you will. Okay. Now what we could do here is draw out some fibs and kind of, I'll put this on our playout chart here just to give you perspective. And if the price pulls back, we could see these three ranges, but coincidentally, 0.5 on Fibonacci, right there where the most recent highs are occurred. Okay, so 535 to 540 is a sweet spot for purchase. Okay, again, this is all pending Bitcoin doesn't have a tremendously bad day, because in its history, recent history, Polkadot has done poorly when Bitcoin sells off. Please understand that. Watch my Bitcoin video if you're curious about it. In fact, I'd recommend watching that daily. I've got quite a few hundred users that watch it every single day, and it gives you a kind of an understanding of what's going on in the back end too, because I dive deep into liquidation levels and some back end data too. So if you know what's going on with Bitcoin, you're going to be a much better trader with altcoins. That's just the bottom line. Exactly why I review it daily, to make sure I get a baseline and to know what's going on. All right, last thing but not least, important that you check this out. This is the last day of this exclusive campaign here from Bitunix. No leverage. Sorry, apologize. Yeah, plenty of leverage. No KYC, no VPN with this exchange. Thank you again so much for providing an awesome opportunity for our community members. We've got a lot of members in the US, Canada, UK, etc., where it's difficult to find some good exchanges. So this is awesome, especially with BingX on the horizon for potential KYC requirements. So thanks again for, a good opportunity. And if you want to watch, I have a video linked down below on how to use the exchange if you're curious about it. I just highly recommend it. Extremely good exchange. So let me know your thoughts. Look forward to working with you though. Either way, have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for your time. See you next one.